This season started slow for me, but at the end of the year it was going really well. Up until the match against VfB Stuttgart, we needed to win this match to close the gap Dortmund have. But a lot happened in the match. The first time I got absolutely taken out from behind, very early in the match as well. The defender did get the ball, but he got through me to get there. And later in the match, I got taken out again, and this time, it was bad. It was really hard to stand up, but eventually I did. The culprit got a yellow card, but I was left with pain around the back of my knee. It was bad, because I knew exactly what that meant. My ACL is gone again.
Whispers linger where the silence says I trace the night but forget the day goes. Live in the walls we fucking made, and every touch was a debt that went unpaid.
Lamine Yamal was out for 2 months after his injury against Arsenal, and as for me, mine was bad. Thankfully, I won't take as much time as I did to recover compared to the one at Arsenal. The doctor said I would be out for a minimum of 5 months, so I should be back by May if I do everything right. And I'm very much determined to do that. Lamine Yamal is also out, so Bayern would be without 2 of their main 3 attackers. The team is still really solid. Patrick Schick and Estevao would take our places in the time we would be out, so hopefully they can step up to fill our shoes. We're currently on 36 points, 3 points behind league leaders Dortmund, Leipzig and Leverkusen on our tail as well. Leverkusen was next, and it was a 2-0 win courtesy of Patrick Schick. With the injury, I had plenty time on my hands, and of course I spent it wisely. It took a while before I could walk without the crutch, and when I could run, I set out to continue my morning runs. It wasn't an everyday thing. I still needed to rest my leg a bit. I spent lots of time with my family. Chloe and I went on many dates to many different types of places. I spent time talking to Kaya. She always wanted to know more and more about football, and I was glad to tell her about it and to show it to her. Cairo was also getting more and more into the sport. He is 5 years old now. He's more quiet and reserved than Kaya, but we usually spot him learning how to do kick-ups. Corey and Micah finally broke up. They got back together after the break, but it just didn't work out any longer. She finished her album, Expression 2, and just recently wrapped up her tour. She spent majority of her time at her place in LA, but once in a while, she would fly to Munich to hang out with me. The team did relatively well this season. By the end of February, we were on top of the table with a 9-point gap. We finished the league phase of the Champions League with 21 points, first due to goal difference, literally ×2 of Barca's in second place. We knocked Inter out of the competition in the round of 16, 5-2 on aggregate, and after that match, our form started dropping. Lamine Yamal came back, but it still wasn't enough to get the team up. We were a good side with individual brilliance, which is why we weren't losing matches, but we lost to Real Madrid in the quarter-finals of the Champions League, 5-0 on aggregate. Then by the last game of the season in the Bundesliga, when I was due to return to action, we were back to second place, 2 points behind Dortmund, and they had the advantage. It was a must-win for the both of us. But if we win and they draw their match, we would win on goal difference. That was the hope in the Allianz Arena when the match started.
It is the final match of the 2039-2040 season in the Bundesliga, and Bayern find themselves in a peculiar situation. They've won the league for the past 6 years in a row, and this time it's out of their hands. If Dortmund win, it's over. But if they do so much as draw their match, Bayern would have to win here to clinch the title for the 7th year in a row. A Dortmund draw is what the Bayern fans would be hoping for at the very least, and they have full faith that their team would be getting the win here. Kai Lehmann is finally returning to the action after 5 months away from the game. He will be on the bench though. I'm sure Vincent Kompany would be using his goal-scoring prowess as a last resort.
I didn't start the match though. Kompany didn't want to take any chances. He would only bring me on as a last resort. And he also needs me for the DFB Pokal finals against Dortmund. Nico Williams got the first goal of the match in the 27th minute. It was a good goal, but after that, Moy and Gladbach were threatening. They were basically bullying us, but we were standing firm, holding on to the 1-0 win. In the 70th minute, the fans in the stadium started cheering, for no reason, but when we checked, Dortmund had drawn their match. The Bayern fans started chanting my name. We were winning, but Bayern needed me on the field. to put the match to bed. It was a massive gamble for company. The team has been on the receiving end of a barrage of attacks ever since Nico Williams got the goal in the second half. He needs more legs at the back to win this match. That's the obvious play. But a player like me can also turn the tide of the match. He pointed at me, he asked me if I'm up for it. Of course I am.
Just 10 minutes to go. This could be it! And it is! He's done it! Surely a case of game over.
It was a win for us, a 2-0 win, and it was settled. Company brought in heaven for a more defensive touch to the game. All in all, we won the match, my second Bundesliga, my 5th trophy here in Germany, and we lifted the shield. I didn't get the goal I wanted to, but Nico Williams was in a much better position, and the right option, the only acceptable option, was to give it to him for the goal. Timo Werner got the player of the season, he had a good season, top scorer, in my absence of course, but he did deserve it. We had Dortmund next in the DFB Pokal finals a week later. I was fully fit, so company let me start the game.
A cup competition that is much loved right across Germany and around the world. But now it is truly final in this season's DFB Pokal.
Dortmund has been the underdog in this rivalry for the longest of times. It's very much needed that we keep it that way. I need the DFB Pokal to complete my goal in Germany, and I would rather get it now so I won't put any pressure on myself next season. The match started well for us, and although they had the first shot on goal, we had the first goal.
In position, perhaps now. Oh, a goal for Bayern as they take the lead in the final, and just listen to their supporters.
A couple minutes in, I played Nico Williams in on goal, but it was an excellent save from Kobol to keep him out. But after a series of passes, I got my second goal of the match.
Might work out. And there it is! A 2-goal buffer! This is dreamland for them on such a grand occasion!
The match was relatively silent after that. There were chances here and there. Xavi Simons was off target. They were playing crosses into the box, but we were dealing with all of them. In the second half, it was more of the same. One of their headers was off target. I was able to play Xavi in on goal, but Kobol did really well to keep the match as is. I had a shot from distance, but it was just high, an opportunity squandered. I had a chance for a hat-trick. It was a good strike. I caught it well, rather unfortunate that I would miss that. But late in the match, I was released on goal. The keeper did everything he could to stop me, but Xavi Simons was right there to put the match to bed.
And second time around he scores, but the keeper left to wonder what his defenders were doing.
We won the game 3-0, and the DFB Pokal was ours once again. I'm winning it for the first time, so it's really special for me.
The sweet taste of success.
As usual, we took the 2 trophies we won and paraded it round the city for the fans to see. It was a party, and I was glad to be part of this. We were unlucky in the Champions League this year, but next year we would be back, and I'm hoping for a treble. We won the league on goal difference after Dortmund bottled it on the final day. Unfortunately, we lost the Beckenbauer Super Cup to them on penalties, but we redeemed ourselves and beat them in the DFB Pokal. It was another Super El Clasico in the Champions League finals, and Barcelona picked up the win. Thiago Messi got the hat-trick in the match to finish off a brilliant season that might as well set him up for yet another Ballon d'Or. And if he does well in the Copa America, it's as good as his. And speaking of continental trophies, we did well in the Euros 2040, up until the semi-finals, that is.
Hello from Lisbon, a city that has so much to offer the visitor, and that applies to this stadium as well, the Estadio do Benfica. In position, it could be up for grabs. Oh, he's through here. They just couldn't stay in front, and now this match is all square. He's in, and a goal! How important could that be in the story of this semi-final? Wild celebrations! A real opening now. And a goal! Real excitement here, the equaliser. To keep moving, is it going to be? Oh, have we just witnessed the moment that will decide this pulsating semi-final? And I'll tell you what, their fans are going crazy.
We lost the game against Portugal, 3-2 in the semi-finals. Then Portugal went ahead to lose against Spain in the finals of the Euros. Giving Lamine Yamal his third Euros trophy, I was happy for him. I was neutral because I also wanted Cristiano Jr. to lift it. But stuff like this happens. I might not play in the next Euros, but I have one more chance to win something with my country 2 years from now, in the World Cup. There wasn't much of a break after the Euros, and the new season came. Training began again, and we were ready for the new year ahead of us, and my final year here at Bayern. I told my agent to start looking for clubs in the Serie A. He told me that most people have caught on and are speculating what my goal is in football. The big Serie A clubs are already waiting for my contract to end here at Bayern, and I would be going to whichever team I'm drawn to. He said most of the teams would make contact in January, and that's when he would start working on the deals. I'm not that much interested in money. I want to join a club with a rich history, a club that I can be proud to add my name to that rich history. Juventus, AC Milan seem like the obvious choice, but Milan already have a good striker, and I doubt they would be looking for my signature at the end of the season. I finished my morning jog and got back home. Kaya was waiting for me. She had a bunch of questions to ask me, and I answered all of them. She asked about how she can be better at getting past defenders. She said she's good at scoring goals, but she wants to be able to do what I do, not just tap-ins as she says she's good at. I laughed and told her that she's still just 9 years old, soon to be 10. The people she plays with are bigger than her, so it's easy for her to be bullied off the ball if she tries to get past the opposition. But she should use her size to her advantage, kind of like Messi. Dribbling that way is not something that can be taught, it's something that comes naturally. But I did teach her a couple of things in our backyard that day. Pre-season went well for us. We won the first match against Lazio, and then followed it up with a 3-1 win against Indian side Mohun Bagan. The final match of pre-season was against another Indian side, East Bengal. It was goal after goal for me, a really good pre-season for me, overall a really good pre-season for Bayern in general, and this goal was something, the shape, the form of the volley was beautiful. One more match in pre-season and it was the Franz Beckenbauer Super Cup again, and we were back against Dortmund. They would be looking to reclaim bragging rights after the 3-0 win in the DFB Pokal last season, but we had other plans.
An interesting match stands ahead of us. Dortmund kick off. Can they jump in front? And still goalless here. Might work out. Oh, in it goes at long last. Deadlock broken. Will that be the one that gives them the win? They are enjoying plenty of space here, Bayern. Good looking cross. And a goal! Using his head in more ways than one to help the cause.
It was an insane goal from Lamine Yamal, getting on the end of a good cross from Nico Williams and finishing with a world-class header. We lifted the Beckenbauer Cup, our first piece of silverware this season, and the first of many, we hope. We flew back from Stuttgart the next morning, set to get ready for the Bundesliga season ahead. I had gotten used to training here at Bayern. It was much tougher than what I was used to from other clubs, and I would miss it when I leave. The first match in the Bundesliga was against Union Berlin. My first chance of the match came in the 20th minute. It was a good effort, but the goal was disrupted by the crossbar. I had another good shot on goal, but the keeper dealt with that effectively. Then in the second half, I was through on goal, and I hardly missed those. It was the first goal of the new Bundesliga season. The Bayern fans were absolutely loving that one. Then, a couple minutes after their equaliser, I assisted Xavi Simons to get us back on top. We drew the match at the end, not the result we would have liked to come away with. We need to work hard and be better in the defence if we want to get anywhere this season. But this season was almost a carbon copy of the last. We followed up the first draw with another draw against Mönchengladbach. The first half of the season was not good enough from us, but in the Champions League we did better.
This is the night both sets of supporters have been waiting for. Not long now until kick-off on match day 1 in the Champions League. Who will get off to a positive start with all 3 points? It's PSG, they face Bayern Munich, and it's live next on EA TV.
Our first match was against PSG.
And support available. Could be! And a goal to open the scoring. A very bright start to this one. Nico Williams. Incisive ball. And a goal here for Bayern. It's going to be so difficult to thwart them now.
We won the match 2-0. It was a very tough match, and we were able to find the 2 goals for the win. The match right after that was against Dortmund, and we quickly dispatched of them yet again. I got the first goal.
Opportunity here, and a goal! Now they have their opener, and now they can celebrate.
I missed a really good opportunity for my second from a free kick, and we won the game with the 1 goal, and that was our first win in the season.
It is one of the greatest competitions on the planet. I'm talking about the Champions League, and both sides are thrilled to be here. Now they want to make it count on the big stage.
Real Madrid was next in the Champions League. We're facing them for the 3rd time in 3 years. It is always a big match when Bayern visit the Bernabeu, and this time it was no different. It was a tough match. I had a couple chances, and this time it ended as a goalless draw. I wasn't as unlucky with my finishing in the next match against Leipzig. I really went all out with that one, putting 4 goals past the keeper.
Will he give them the lead? And there it is, 1-0. Their efforts have been rewarded. And look at the... Lovely ball over the top. And in range. Chance here. Oh, it's in. A 2-goal cushion now. And the lead fully merited. Lovely weight. And it's opening up. And a goal to seal the hat-trick. A masterclass in finishing. Just can't stop him today. A good-looking ball. A goal! An exceptional performance this. 4 to the good now.
I finished the match with a 10-point match rating, one of my better performances in Bayern, and this is the first time I'm hitting 4 since I joined the club 2 years ago. November came, and it's that time of the year again, Ballon d'Or time, and Thiago Messi won it for the 2nd time in his career. Barca won the treble last season, and he went ahead to carry his country to another Copa America win. This one was way more deserved, and his 56-goal tally last season spoke for itself as well. Got called up against Qatar, and got myself on the score sheet in the 2-2 draw.
Could be dangerous. Can they forge ahead? They do! And you've got to say they're good value for the lead.
Hit a Panenka in the 2-0 win against Manchester City in the Champions League.
This to open the scoring here. And confidently converted.
Got the singular goal in the win against Leipzig in the round of 16 in the DFB Pokal.
Oh, surely. And there it is, the breakthrough. That will do nicely.
We started doing well in the league. It was not a good start, but we found ourselves in a good position going into the end of the year. The last match in the Champions League this year was against Fenerbahce, and it was a dominant performance from us. Lamine Yamal scored a good volley on the rebound after my shot. He got a second to put us 2 goals up in the game. Then he assisted Xavi Simons for our 3rd, a really beautiful goal. And the final goal from us was another volley. This time I got myself on the score sheet. The keeper had no chance with the shot. They pulled 1 back after a penalty, and we finished the game 4-1. A really dominant display from us, especially from Lamine Yamal, who got the man of the match. We finished the year undefeated in the league phase and on 16 points. Then the final match in the Bundesliga was against Werder Bremen, and this one was another dominant performance from us.
Great movement. And a goal! That is a very bright start. Perfect way to open. Spreading it. They've gone and scored again. They're doing everything in their power to make sure they're not pegged back. That's not a bad ball. In it goes! A 3-goal cushion, and you truly sense it's a matter of how many.
The match ended 3-0, and it was 3 points on the board for us. We were 4th on the league table. FSV Mainz was the surprise of the season for us, but would they be able to hold on till the end of the season, especially seeing as they're coming up against us in their next match? I had got 27 goals and 3 assists in 27 appearances. It was looking to be another good season for me individually. Maybe I could try to push for my 7th Ballon d'Or this new year. We won the match against Mainz, 3-2, courtesy of Xavi, Nico Williams and Upamecano. We followed it up with another win against Köln. We were looking better this year, but we need consistency if we're going to comfortably win the league this year again. But we couldn't keep up that consistency after the loss to Leipzig. The final match in the Champions League phase was against Lazio, an Italian team who also happens to be looking for my signature. I scored a really good goal against them just before the first half concluded.
There's the shot and a goal to level it up for Bayern.
I had a free kick in injury time of the first half. It was a good attempt, but it was just high. We came out better and ended up with a goal to put us up in the match, and for my 7th goal in the Champions League this season. We won the match 2-1. It was a good match, difficult as well, but we were able to pull through. Our performances continued to be below our standard. We were winning matches, but not a lot of them. We were winning just as much as we were losing and drawing them. We figured out we had to sit up after the match against Dortmund. I came off the bench for that match because I wasn't at training the days before, so I wasn't fit enough to play the full match. But my introduction to the match didn't really do anything. Dortmund wiped the floor with us.
It's gone in! Borussia Dortmund suddenly are level. Just to give them the lead again. And there it is, perfectly executed. Takes aim, and a goal! They lead by 2 now, and that allows them to breathe a bit more easily.
The match ended 3-1. They came back from the 1-0 lead we had earlier in the match, and we were just helpless in the defence. It was an eye-opener that we might actually not be winning the league here. So we had to sit up, unless things are going to be a lot worse. But things did get a bit better for us after that match. We beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 3-0 away from home, then defeated Freiburg 2-1 right after that. We followed it up with a 2-1 win against Union Berlin. Then we had to make a comeback win in the second leg against Dortmund to knock them out of the Champions League and make it to the quarter-finals, courtesy of my 2 goals.
A goal! Accurate from the spot! And a timely penalty save! Can he put it away? And there it is! 2 goals in a matter of minutes! Incredible stuff!
There really wasn't much in it over the 2 legs, but at the end of the day, we had more quality over time and were able to get the better of them. We weren't as lucky in the quarter-finals though. The exact same 2-1 result in their home courtesy of Rashford and Konrad Zahn. And despite all of our efforts in the second leg, we just weren't able to find the back of the net to give us an advantage.
And an opening! Trying to tee it up. Will it be? Nicely played. Oh, the threat is there. Opportunity. Genuine chance.
And just like that, we were out of the Champions League in the quarter-finals yet again. In the league, we were finding our ways to stay up, just 1 point behind Frankfurt. We just needed to keep the good results up, and we would find ourselves in a good position come the end of the season. We defeated Heidenheim in the semi-finals of the DFB Pokal, a big 4-1 win away from home, and now, with us being out of the Champions League, it was a straight run of league matches before the finals, so we can focus solely on that. It started with the home game against Bayer Leverkusen.
Can he create an angle? Oh, it's on! And a goal to give them the lead. They have their reward.
It was a simple goal, a really good finish that got us the only goal in the match. We just about edged it overall and deserved the result. Next was FC Köln. We had already beaten them twice this season, so this should be an easy win for us on paper. We just have to focus and not give anything away cheaply.
Simons. Oh, good vision. Can he keep his composure? And a goal! Now they have their opener, and now they can celebrate. Potential danger. That's a high-quality pass. A goal! That's 2 for him today. They simply can't stop him. No wonder he's celebrating. Crossed into the penalty area. A goal! How about that? He's put it away to make it a hat-trick. Is it going to be 4-0? And the penalty is converted. I don't think anyone really questioned him.
It was yet another hat-trick at the Allianz Arena for me. A really good performance overall. Lamine also got himself on the score sheet to finish off the match. I finished with a hat-trick, 10 points, and the Man of the Match award. It was the penultimate match of the Bundesliga season. Frankfurt was matching our every result, winning all their matches if they win on this day as well. Winning the Bundesliga is once again going to be out of our hands.
This to make it 1-0. To give them the lead in the derby. Every goal in this fixture is meaningful. We'll find out in the fullness of time how significant that goal will be. Threading it, could be in. And a goal here for Bayern. It's going to be so difficult to thwart them now. And oh, it's in. We cannot declare this contest over. And this might mean job done. And a two-goal cushion it is, with time running out. A mighty celebration, and with good reason. They're going to take some stopping now.
It was a big win, 3-1 against Augsburg, and we put ourselves in the perfect position to repeat what happened last season. I scored another brace. The end of the season was looking well for me. Scoring goals, back to back was good for my numbers. No Champions League, but there's still a chance I can win the Ballon d'Or if I do really well before the season is over. It was one game left in the Bundesliga, and Frankfurt didn't let up at all. 72 points to our 71. We had put ourselves in the same situation as we did last year. The Bundesliga being out of our hands wasn't good, but we just have to do our best, get the win, and hope Union Berlin can at least hold Frankfurt to a draw.
And it's anyone's guess who'll emerge triumphant. Don't be surprised if this goes down to the wire. Stay right here, we'll have every kick of the ball for you live from Munich on EA TV.
The first half was difficult. We couldn't seem to be able to get past their defence. But then we won a free kick in a promising position. I haven't scored one in a very long time, and this was the perfect to stick one in the back of the net. It was my first free kick goal in Bayern, and would also be my last goal for Bayern in the Bundesliga. The match ended that way, 1-0, and we had to wait for the Frankfurt match to be over. The Allianz Arena roared after Union Berlin scored the equalising goal against Frankfurt. It was insane. No way in hell this happened twice. We were German champions once again. After an incredibly tough season, we lifted the shield again in dramatic fashion.
A cup competition that is much loved right across Germany and around the world. But now it is truly final in this season's DFB Pokal.
The final match of the season was against our biggest rivals, Dortmund. We have faced off against them 5 times this season and have won 3 times and lost twice. We can't afford to lose here, solely for the bragging rights.
This is the lineup for Dortmund.
Well, it looks to be a 3-4-2-1. It should be quite compact when they're out of possession, you'd think. It's just how are they going to handle those transitions, though, once they do recover the ball?
And so the starting 11 for Bayern.
Well, it looks like a 4-2-3-1 when they're in possession, may go to a 4-5-1 when defending. You think the double pivot in midfield, they're key to protect the back line, but they also need to get forward to support the press. There's going to be plenty of threat from the wide midfielders too, I'm sure.
And the referee sounds this game into action. Lehmann. Well, a really good run. And look at this! Oh, a tremendous save! Well, you never quite know who's going to emerge from the shadows and become a match winner.
Oh, what a chance this is!
Strong hand on that one. It's a neat move. Oh, could be! Really good piece of goalkeeping there. Lehmann. Now with Yamal. Lehmann. And threading it through. Oh, that is a top quality piece of goalkeeping. Well, possibilities inside the box. Not the best clearance. And possibilities here. Well, he's placed it wide. Really close shave. They've lost the ball, Dortmund. Real chance. Can they put it away? Bayern pushing forward with options available. Oh, surely. Oh, a goal for Bayern as they take the lead in the final. And just listen to their supporters.
Well, this is all about the through ball for me. The weight of the pass is just perfect. And then it's
Cutting his way inside. Chance to shoot. And the referee blows the whistle. That's going to be all for the first 45 here in Charlottenburg. So the second half underway here. Phillips. Well, it could be on for him here. And a goal! I'll tell you what, they're going to be very hard to catch now. Name on the trophy, maybe. Who's going to get on the end of it? In a good position to clear it away. What was the chance they could get caught out on the break here? And an opening! A goal! How about that? He's put it away to make it a hat-trick.
how many they'll get if they continue with this tempo.
Good looking pass. The flag has gone up here. Really fine piece of defending play to break it up. And in range, he has to score, and he does. Well, breaking at pace is always a possibility. They keep going. Real chance. And attacking with real pace and devilment. Giving the ball away. Is this the moment? And a decent save.
It was another dominant performance from us against our long-time rivals, and it showed in the result. It was a really big win, and it was a big performance for my final match as a Bayern player. A hat-trick here was really special, and we lifted the DFB Pokal for the second time in a row.
A sweet taste of success.
It was another good season. It could have been better. We could have gotten the treble, but we just weren't good enough to accomplish that. No one can be blamed for it. It just wasn't our year, and I can only wish Bayern the best moving forward. I really enjoyed my time here. We finished the league on 74 points, winning it by a really slim margin. Barcelona made it to the Champions League finals again, but this time, Atletico Madrid got the better of them on penalties. I won the Golden Boot in the Bundesliga with 30 goals and in the DFB Pokal with 6 goals in 5 appearances. I was the runner-up in the Champions League with 10 goals. Probably would have won it if we made it to the finals. Overall, I got 51 goals this season, and my lowest number of assists ever in a season, just 3. 54 goal contributions in 55 games. It was still a really good number. I did really well in all competitions and was the top scorer in Europe this season. I can only hope it's good enough. On my way home after the final team briefing in Bayern to end the season, I got a call from Corey, and this time I was not expecting to hear what I heard.
Kai, Mum is gone.